What's up, guys? Hockey TikToky is here with an all new video. Today we are reacting to the major news for the Calgary Flames. There has been a trade between Elias Lindholm and Andrei Kuzmenko of the Vancouver Canucks. So the trade happened earlier today. Calgary Flames decided to part ways with Elias Lindholm. He's been rumored to be in the trade market pretty much since the beginning of the season, as he was an unrestricted free agent. His contract was coming to an end. So lots of speculation, lots of rumors were going around about whether or not this guy was going to remain as a Calgary Flame or be traded away to another team. So Craig Conroy and his team pulled the trigger today and ended up dealing him off to the Vancouver Canucks for, as I mentioned, Andrei Kuzmenko, plus a couple of defensive prospects. So the first guy, I'm going to butcher his name. I know it. It's Hunter Brzustewicz. Hunter Brzustewicz, I believe it's called. And then also another guy named Yoni Yermo. So these are two defensemen in the minor leagues right now, along with Andrei Kuzmenko. So I think this is a big, awesome trade for both teams, as they're both similar players, Lindholm and Kuzmenko, in terms of their top best season between the two guys. I think Lindholm's best season was a couple of years ago. He ended up getting 42 goals, 40 assists for a point per game player, but he's been struggling a lot this season. He's having quite a down year, and Kuzmenko is on the similar trajectory as well, as he had his best season a couple of years ago when he scored 39 goals and 35 assists, and now is also struggling this year. So a lot of parallels can be drawn between the two guys. Both guys probably are in need of a fresh scene, a fresh team, a fresh place to play. So it's really awesome to see both these guys get an opportunity like this at this point of the year. But it is a very, very strange time of year to have these two guys get traded, because the All-Star game is coming up. And the Calgary Flames representative at this All-Star game was supposed to be Elias Lindholm. So now Calgary Flames do not have a representative at the All-Star game. So they don't have anybody playing there at all, which some people say is fine, because at the end of the day, a lot of people were not even happy with the selection of Elias Lindholm for the Calgary Flames. There was many people who were advocating for Blake Coleman to go as the All-Star this year, or Mackenzie Weegar is also having a career year. Even people talked about having Jacob Markstrom, the star goalie, go and represent the Flames at the All-Star game. And yet they decided, maybe for name value, for whatever reason, to select Elias Lindholm, even though he's having a down year. So at this point now, the Calgary Flames will have zero representation at that All-Star game. And the Vancouver Canucks are going to end up having multiple guys. I believe they already have Pettersson going. They already have Quinn Hughes going. I think they already have JT Miller going as well. So they have multiple guys that are already going to represent their team at the All-Star game. Calgary's going to have nobody now. So it's a little bit of a weird situation. It'll be super, super interesting to see how that plays out, guys. And I'm super excited for the trade personally, because I think at this point in the season, the Flames needed a shakeup in their lineup, especially to those top couple of lines, because one problem for the team this year has been their ability to score goals. They don't have anybody on the team that's really in the top 20 or 30 players in the league for goal scoring, or even just points, acquiring points and assists, goals and assists, period. So a guy like Kuzmenko, who is having a down year, admittedly, could maybe inject a little bit of life into the Calgary Flames lineup and maybe start tallying up a few more goals. So that's going to be exciting to see, guys, to see if Kuzmenko can do that. And Vancouver is truly in a position right now to be shooting for the Stanley Cup. So Vancouver has actually been, in contention the entire season for the President's Trophy, the number one team of the regular season. They're either in first, second, or third, pretty much from the beginning of the season all the way up until right now in terms of points and points percentage. So anytime you have that strong of a regular season, it makes sense to load up and try to put your best version of your team forward so that you can contend for a playoff spot and for a chance at the Stanley Cup. So the Vancouver Canucks did a really good job with the trade, considering the other teams that I heard as a rumor that Elias Lindholm might end up on are also Stanley Cup contenders. Boston Bruins was one of them, and I believe Colorado Avalanche was another team that I had heard Elias Lindholm might end up on. So with that being said, Vancouver is loading up. They're really going for it. I heard that they also might be interested in acquiring Chris Tanev, another guy who's on an expiring deal this year for the Flames, because he used to play for the Vancouver Canucks way back when Tanev first joined the Flames. He actually signed a contract coming out of Vancouver's organization. So I heard that they were looking at getting Chris Tanev back into the club. Meanwhile, instead, they went ahead and picked up Elias Lindholm for Kuzmenko. So this marks actually the second trade between these two teams. Earlier this year, they traded Nikita Zadorov to the Canucks for some draft picks. And it is quite interesting to hear because there is now rumors that Zadorov might actually be traded again to another team. So that's pretty unheard of to have a guy be traded multiple times in a year. It's not that it never happens, but in this day and age, it's pretty rare to see a guy bounce around from 2 or 3 clubs in that many short seasons. So it starts, a little bit of speculation. It starts a little bit of wonderment about why can't Nikita Zadorov find a team that just works well with him, that he works well with? Why is he always bouncing from club to club? I think this is his 6th team that he's played on since joining the league. So at some point, people start to wonder, is the problem the team or is the problem Nikita? I don't know. I really liked Zadorov when he played for the Flames. A huge, big guy that really defended his teammates well and, had some really fun and exciting plays. But I don't know if he has some sort of personal problems with the coaches or maybe the general manager staff or anything like that. So it's been a crazy week. Guys, for Flames news. This is the cherry on top, a huge trade involving their number 1 center. But in terms of other things for the Flames roster, they pretty much lost their entire 4th line last week due to various reasons. One guy is out indefinitely with some legal issues. I made a video about that earlier this week. You can check that out on my channel. Another guy was picked up off the waiver wire when he was supposed to be sent down to the minors. He got signed by Arizona and is now going to be playing for the Coyotes. And then the other guy ended up fracturing his ankle and is going to be out with an injury for the next couple months. So that's the entire 4th line is out for the Calgary Flames. No more Dubé, no more Ruzicka, and no more Greer. It's going to be rookies coming in to fill those spots and or veterans that are just playing in the minors right now. And now a top line center is gone from the Calgary Flames. So a lot of roster moves have already happened, and it's going to be super interesting and super fun to watch and wait to see who will be the next player to be on the move. What will be the next move that Craig Conroy makes for the Calgary Flames? What is going to happen before the trade deadline in March here for the Calgary Flames and the rest of the NHL? So let me know, guys, in the comments down below if you think this was a good trade for the Flames or if you think it was a good trade for the Canucks. Which team won the trade? Who's going to come out as the true winner between these two clubs, maybe a couple of years down the line to see what happens. And let me know if you like the video, comment on that as well. And if you want to see other videos like this in the future, you can like, comment, subscribe, and share, and do all that great stuff. So thanks for watching, guys. Have a good day.